A much beloved game from 2010 has returned to our screens with the remaster of Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. The usual fast cars and perilous tracks of your standard racer are here, but as you burn across a variety of race types attempting to evade your opponents, you'll also have to dodge the cops as they try to take down you and your street race. But the big and fun shake-up of Hot Pursuit was getting to play as the other side of that coin. That's right, you have the opportunity to take down those racing outlaws in an additional set of police events. And in a choice I'll always adore, the cops have just as wild a set of vehicles to choose from. A Porsche police car? No criminals are getting away from that, right? Well, that would be true if it weren't for my favorite thing about this game, gadgets. Both the racers and the cops have a set of gadgets that can be laid down to halt their pursuers. All mapped to the directional buttons, you can fire off an EMP to force a driver into a corner, or call ahead to set up a roadblock, amongst other shenanigans. Alongside gadgets, you can also just ram into racers and knock them off the course, which will activate the game's crash cam. Ooh, it's always satisfying, though it can get a little bit distracting if you end up chaining a few crashes in a single race, and likewise, when you crash, but thankfully all the tracks are fun and pretty easy to eventually hone your skills on. Taking place across a fictional coastline of America, tracks are wide and twisty, allowing for some sick drifts and fast straights. There's scattered traffic to keep you on your toes, but all cars are fairly intuitive to handle, so there's only a rare risk of a crash. The game's campaign is also just the perfect mix of arcadey fun, with an impressive string of events to burn through. Races are pretty short, which only goes to highlight how dang fast you're moving. You'll find yourself endlessly clicking through events until you unintentionally find yourself at the end of the game's 12-hour campaign. A feature that was a little bit more exciting back in 2010 is the game's signature auto-log leaderboard system. In basic terms, this will constantly remind you just how much better your friends are doing. No, I totally didn't play a track over and over just to try and beat Jem's time. That'd be crazy. And look, even if I hypothetically did, I still didn't beat Jem's time. Now, this wouldn't be a Need for Speed game without a huge roster of fast, sleek cars. Almost the entire garage from the original game returns here, with just a few cars missing. Though that's more than made up for with the inclusion of all the vehicles introduced in the game's DLC packs. You can also give your rides a fresh coat of paint, picking from a full hue spectrum of colors. It's true to the original, but only having a single customization option feels a little dated. Just let me slap on a silly sticker or decal, just something to spice it up. But yes, I said this was a remaster, but from everything that I've told you, this seems more like an Ultimate Edition with all the DLC packed in. So what's new here, you ask? So did I. I mean, the obvious aspects, the whole game has been lifted into a higher resolution, being able to be played in 4K as well as at a higher frame rate than those old consoles could handle. You can skim through all your available cars in a newly added garage, and multiplayer is now cross-platform, letting you race online with friends no matter what console they're gaming on. Of course, in 10 years of gaming, we've also got some new tech to help boost the visuals, and there's some improvements here. Reflections are way more accurate as you boost across the map, and there's a stack more particles and general environmental detail throughout. Though put side by side with the original, the changes in visuals and general gameplay is all pretty minimal. And here's the thing, as a full-priced, almost untouched 10-year-old game, this does feel like a bit of a cash grab. Everything you love about the original is here, and it is still a fun game after almost a decade. But this is very much a case of if it ain't broke, just call it a remaster and re-release it. I'm giving Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.